All right, so now that episode 2 is finished, it's time for episode 3. And I'm a little tired of Miami right now, but I'm not tired of Florida. As a matter of fact, I want to go on a Florida road trip. So my idea with the road trip was to start at the bottom of Florida and to work my way to the top.
So I stayed in Key West for the very first time, but it left a bad taste in my mouth, and it wasn't the key lime pie. Also, it's a mission to fly drones in Key West because of the airport and its proximity to everything. So me and Key West don't go well together. But somehow I already knew that before coming here.
Alright, so I'm out of Key West, I'm headed up north. But you know, Maggio wouldn't be complete if I didn't show you guys some nature.
Now there's this one island about 30 miles north of Key West called Big Pine Key, and you'll never imagine what animal lives here. It's a little cute miniature mammal. Remember that Disney movie Bambi? I believe Bambi was based on a deer similar to this kind. These are called key deer. They're smaller than the typical deer and they're endangered species. You can tell they've been around a lot of people because they're really friendly. Unfortunately though, there are less than 1,000 of these left out here in the Keys. So let's not take them for granted. Look how pretty they are.
Okay, so here we are at the Bahia Honda Bridge, and I've heard about this bridge, I've seen photos, my friends told me about it.
So I had to come see it for myself. It's hard to miss it when you're driving to Key West. It sits parallel to US 1 and it stands out from all the other bridges. You could tell it has a lot of history just by looking at it. The Bahia Honda Railroad Bridge was constructed by Henry Flagler and it opened in 1912 as part of the Overseas Railroad, which was an extension of the Florida East Coast Railway to Key West. In 1938 they converted it to a highway, and in 1972 it closed.
Alright, so I'm here on a bridge, and this actually reminds me. When I was a kid, I remember having this reoccurring dream where I would steal my parents' car and I would end up on this bridge. It was like a high bridge, and it just had like a drop off at some point. It was super scary, like, I don't know, and I would always regret it. I would be like, why did I steal the car? But yeah, here I am on a bridge. It kind of reminds me of that. All right, so we're slowly approaching, which is actually my favorite part of this drive to the Keys. And this is the 7 Mile Bridge.
This road trip was my first time driving on the 7 Mile Bridge, and I was really looking forward to it. Bridges always fascinate me, and the older the bridge, the more it interests me. Now that I think about it, I've photographed some of the most iconic bridges in the United States, such as the Golden Gate Bridge and the Brooklyn Bridge, and now the 7 Mile Bridge.
It will give you eyes, give you hope, it'll give you perspective. I've been back and forth, and yeah, I had my crashes. Now I've seen the road, it goes every direction. Oh, there are stories to tell, times we grew and the times we fell. Oh, I've been afraid some days, but the road will lead us to a better place. Road will lead us to a better place.
It blows my mind how they were able to construct this over the ocean. And what's even more impressive is the original 7 Mile Bridge, which was constructed in 1912. The vast majority of it still exists today. I was really hoping the old bridge would be open by the time of this trip, but it's still being renovated. Normally you can access it to fish or exercise, but as of 2016 they have been restoring it.
I have burned a bridge, wrecked in a ditch, had to ask forgiveness. Dead ends come and go, look toward the horizon. Oh, there are stories to tell.
But yeah, so far the funnest part about coming to the Keys is coming to the Keys. I realize the drive is like the real experience.
The drive is everything. If you think about it, I'm here just skipping from one island to another. I'm basically walking on water.
We're still in the Keys, but I figured I'd talk to you about what Nat Geo is and what to expect. And basically, it's not going to be all nature. There's going to be cities, there's going to be people, but it's really about the world. And I'm looking at the world as my canvas, and I'm just here painting pictures. So yeah, that's what Nat Geo is. But yeah, the terrain out here is insane. One minute you're on a bridge, the next minute you're in a big community, and then the next minute we're in a nature area.
But you don't notice it so much from the ground level. That's why I love these aerial views. They give me a whole new understanding and appreciation for places. Have you ever flown over the Keys in an airplane? It's the most interesting sight. You see a bunch of little islands scattered around, and the color of the water looks amazing. If you ever fly in that direction, keep an eye out for the Keys.
Alright, so here we are coming to Key Largo, and this is actually the first key when you're coming from Miami that you get to. It's the last key when you're exiting Key West right now, like we are.
Key Largo is the largest section of the Keys, and from what I hear, it's a great place for snorkeling. I was considering stopping at John Pennekamp State Park to go snorkel, but there's a hurricane on the way, and now is not the time to be in the water.
So after the Keys comes Miami, which we're approaching right now. And to be honest, like as I mentioned earlier, I'm a little tired of Miami. So I'm gonna kind of zip through Miami. I'm gonna fly through here, literally, with the drone. Okay, so I ended up taking a pit stop in Miami, which then led to me going to Tennessee and picking up this hat, which then led to me going to Orlando and catching COVID. So I'm going to get tested right now. It's been a week since I first tested positive, and I'm hoping I'm negative today. Whew.
Negative.
Let's see, that's negative?
Yep.
When you see the road from every direction, it will give you eyes, give you hope, it'll give you perspective.